Good morning, big blue planet we call home, and welcome to Drinks and Daves, and welcome all the barflies. Make absolutely sure, folks, that you let us know you're here in the comments. We would certainly appreciate it.
The home of more gooder communication.
More gooder communications, yes. How are you, David?
Yeah, I'm grand. How are you?
Grand? I'm doing very, very well. Been busy out there working on stuff, and look at what Rich says. Instead of saying banana cream, he says banana creme.
Creme.
Banana creme. Well, understand that this show is about bad Thanksgiving foods and worse traditions. But anyways, so what are you smoking? I see you have Tom up on the TV set behind you.
Yeah, I was streaming several turkey videos in honor of Thanksgiving.
Well, that's pretty good because you can see by my avatar, it says, "Stuff this, Tom." Folks, we apologize. We were supposed to have this week was supposed to be our beer tasting video. However, our beer aficionado was indisposed. Was that a nice way of putting it?
That's nice. I mean, I was gonna lay it out.
Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth.
But he does watch it after. I was just gonna say he flaked out, man.
Hold on a second. We're having technical problems.
Who's technical? Who's the problem?
Try again. Anyways.
Yeah, well, and he said he would get us a list this week. I mean, I guess it is only Tuesday. It already feels like it's the end of the week.
Yeah, but you got to discount Wednesday because people are going to get ready for Thanksgiving on Thursday.
So anyway.
So if we get it by Friday, plus for those people that partake in the shaving cadre, we're also going to be having our bingo game. But the bingo signups ended an hour ago. So, but I did sign up 2 people today that are going to be playing the game. One is you. Go ahead and explain to our audience what you said in the forum, because I think it was perfect. Hey, Tig Lily, even though I just saw you 3 seconds ago.
Well, see, you did. So yeah.
No, explain. Do it the same way you said it in the forum, because I thought that was beautiful of how you became a bingo member.
Well, I can't remember. It's something like I was just walking down the street and up screeches this white van with bingo scratched into the side of it, and I get like swamped with a bag that smells like Penhaligon's English fur and thrown in the back of the van, forced into playing bingo.
Yes,
I want
welcome.
So wait,
have some candy, little boy.
The story, right, is on the cadre. We've got a reoccurring bingo game, and we both. Well, okay. Again,
no, I'm in agreement.
So we'll be careful with what we say. But in some ways, it feels like it's run its course a little bit, or it gets. You have to have time. Like, it's not just here's the bingo numbers. It's like here's a picture from a movie that you got to figure out what the call is.
No, which did you read the instructions for this game?
Right, but some games ago, I said, okay, I'm done with bingo. Just personal. I'm done. I go in for the banter, but I don't want to even have to track a card, right? And I figure it's not fair if I play for some people and not play for others, because they're going to be, oh, well, you don't like my game or whatever. So I'm just trying to be fair.
You're still playing. So, oh, well, hello, Joe. How you doing? Now, do you know the lyrics? Do you know the lyrics of Yellow Submarine?
You know what? I was going to guess that song.
Yeah. We all live in a
I heard his Jeep is submersible.
Yes, he's a Marine. He's a Marine. So as a Marine, the Jeeps are submersible, but unfortunately it was supposed to go in straight rather than upside down. But Good news is everything, he didn't get hurt. That was the main thing. Second, he had somebody to recover him. And thirdly, his Jeep is running. And so that's all good. But I do need to add one thing, and this has nothing to do with Joe. I did not know this gentleman. I know Joe did, but the Jeeping community is small, relatively. And on last couple days ago, in fact, that same Sunday that we were supposed to head up to Phoenix, but the weather was too bad. A gentleman with the last name of Couch, him and his wife were in the Table Mesa area and unfortunately got swept up in the Agua Fria River. She was rescued, and unfortunately they found him today, and it did not end up. So I know they won't see this because they don't do it, but Joe can pass it along, is that we ask all of our barflies to just pray and give condolences to the Couch family. They're going through a really hard time right now, and sorry to see that happen, but anyhow. Yeah. So going forward, yeah, but hey, listen, if Avocado Queen, i.e. Tig Lily, i.e. Sharon, all the aliases that she has, she's going to play bingo.
Is she like a secret agent?
She is. She's
not so secret agent now that you outed her. I mean, like,
well, no, because
jail for that.
Yeah, but see, I'm not outing her because she's like a golem. She can just shapeshift. She can just shapeshift. And no, she's not the golem.
She's like not a golem.
She's not the golem like in that movie. What was that movie that was kind of poked fun at Roman Catholics?
I don't know. I thought the golem was with the ring and stuff.
No.
Praise.
Anyway, so what do you? We've got off topic. So what are you smoking tonight? What are you smoking tonight?
I am story behind this, right? Is dark wrapper cigars are thought to be very strong cigars, sometimes true, sometimes not, right? And also very peppery, but sometimes true, sometimes not. So I was looking for not strong cigars, more chocolatey. So I call up our buddies over at Cigars Daily, whose owner's been on our show a couple of times. And I talked to my good buddy Terrence. I said, hey, Terrence, pick me out some dark wrapper chocolatey cigars. So this is from that group. This is the El Rey de Mundo Oscuro.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Which I think is one of his favorites too, right? Oh, it's not gonna, whatever. This is what I'm saying.
How do you like it so far?
I like it. This would be, again, depending on the price, this will be I like it.
Well, another chocolatey one that you should try, and I think I told you about this one, the New World Puro Especial. That is very chocolatey, but it's very, very good. But anyway, so today, I'm doing mellow today. I am just smoking a Quorum Shade mellow.
All right. You buy those by the 100, huh?
Pretty much. They're my daily smoke.
And are you still on the cola train?
Yeah, but as you know, I kind of got lazy on the Soda Stream. And instead of buying the thing, I went and bought RC. And now I pour RC into the Soda Stream bottles.
No, what's the purpose of that? I mean, with wine,
because
you're decanting your RC.
Yeah, I'm decanting my RC. RC is so good that I'm decanting it into Soda Stream bottles, and it's because I have nowhere to put the Soda Stream bottles. But sadness today. Sadness. I went
out?
They were out, and I had to buy Coke Zero. Not happy about that.
Well, you need some backup syrup for the Soda Stream.
Well, I know. I've just been too lazy to go get it.
All right. Well,
because I've been working on my Jeep, so I deleted the spare tire.
Can you read? There you go.
Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey.
Is that 101? Is that the 101?
No, it's Wild Turkey single barrel.
And you're on ice?
Yeah, the cute little balls of ice.
It's
bourbon. Anyway, it's already screwed up.
Yeah, well, that's true. You're phasing in and out. Your focus is phasing in and out.
All right.
We've been having some technical problems today, folks. So anyhow, no, today, because I'm off until next Wednesday. So I took a week off.
How nice for Thanksgiving.
Well, I want to head up and bug Joe one of these days. And I want to go. I didn't realize this, but flannel shirts. There's a company called Dixon, Dixxon, and they've got really, really cool colors, and they're really heavy duty. And I didn't realize, but they're in Tempe because their sizes are all wonky. Because according to me, I should wear a double X. According to them, I should be a large. So, and and I keep losing weight. So
this is big boy sizes.
Well, I don't want to order anything
Mhm.
until I try it on. So I found out that Dixon today, I found out, is in Tempe off of Priest Road. Real easy to get to. So I'm going to head up there probably sometime after Thanksgiving and check it out.
Flannel, fresh from the factory.
Yes, fresh from the factory.
Wow.
And and I forgot to say real quick, Joe has been serving up a buffet, so to speak. So after his poor Jeep went submariner, his friend Greg, who I think he owns or at least manages a Brake Masters mechanic shop, got it running. Joe is very happy. I don't get my feet rubbed because he promised if I got him an engine, he'd rub my feet, but that didn't happen. But it started out when they were purging all the fluids, it looked like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh.
And then yesterday, or maybe this morning, it purged again. And to me, it looked like tomato soup. So he's having kind of like, so it'll be interesting to see what the next picture is. And I feel bad because
why should the colors change in?
Well, because the oil,
water in it.
Well, because the oil's got water in it. And I don't know if that was the transmission fluid, which is normally red, or if that, but I think he's flushing everything.
Everything just kind of.
And so I'm going to go up to Dixon, and the theme of my Jeep is kind of a neon green. So, as he says there.
Oh, you're going to matchy your flannels with your Jeep?
Of course. Yeah. And Sharon was
family or kind of metrosexual? If
it's
you're concerned about your.
It's biker.
Yeah.
It
right. Well,
PB. And Sharon actually has been following along with that, and as you can see by her thing, great news on your Jeep. Anyways, P-Beat is drinking something interesting.
He's drinking bread pudding. No, he posted this. I want to call because PB hasn't been showing up towards the end of the show, or at least not making himself known. So he got in right before we even went live. So welcome back to the original PB.
And listen to this: pumpkin croissant bourbon, bread pudding for dessert, filled with buttery croissants, southern spices, decadent gobs of chocolate, and several ounces of bourbon.
That all sounds good, except for the Cajun spices, which I would imagine.
No, the Cajun. Well, it doesn't say Cajun. It doesn't say Cajun. It says southern. That could be different. That could be marmalade.
Marmalade?
Sure, Georgia.
Marmalade
Orange
is
marmalade,
jam, isn't it?
No, marmalade is marmalade. It's different. You have jam, jelly, and marmalade, and preserves.
Yeah, but he says spices.
Yeah, but he said southern spice. You know, there's more south than just Louisiana. You do know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So anyway, or he's going with the bad food theme, and it is a Cajun bread pudding.
Well, let's start. So we both had ideas for tonight's show.
Rich
see,
jumping in.
But there's nothing. See, I have to disagree, Rich. Brussels sprouts are awesome.
Yeah, but not steamed. Steamed is not the best way.
Well, I've had them actually grilled. To me, is the best way. But Tig Lily, she is like the Brussels sprout savant. She can make Brussels sprouts. Oh my gosh, they are so good. The way she makes them, and the butter just mixes in with them, and it's incredible. But I know that there's a lot of people that don't like.
Here's the worst ring around tuna Jello mold. Chunks of tuna, pimentos, cucumbers, almond. Is this now? Here, at first you would think he's just throwing out ridiculousness.
No,
but we've been watching some of these old appetizers and desserts from the 60s and 70s, and they used to have basically tomato jello was a bit, but they called it aspic, right? Tomato aspic. Oosh. Just
look at it this way. I mean, if anybody that's here from the Midwest, one thing that I found out when I was in North Dakota and Minnesota is that casseroles are the big deal. Casseroles are the big deal. And I love casseroles. Don't get me wrong. But some of the stuff that they have in the casseroles, like, okay, let's talk about the good first, and then so you have a turkey. Now, some people would argue that bad Thanksgiving food would include a turkey that is stuffed with stuffing. I
They just say
disagree.
that's unsafe.
It's not unsafe. People have been doing it for hundreds of years. It's delicious. It's delicious. But anyways,
Well,
but some
have
people
been playing with lawn darts for
exactly. Now, do you, with your traditional Thanksgiving, do you normally stuff your turkey, or do you eat the stuffing?
Not anymore. Used to, not anymore.
But see,
we can learn with science. We can advance.
But it's terrible. It's dry. It's not. It's
no.
not.
Okay, so see, that is if you've got dressing that falls apart, that's loose, that's no fun, right? You need it moist and clumpy. That's a good dressing. If you have this frou-frou fancy dressing that's like you can see the cubes of bread and they all fall apart.
Yeah, like cornbread.
Come on.
Cornbread, to me, one of the worst ideas and we actually had this, was a non-stuffed, so it wasn't in the turkey, cornbread jalapeno stuffing.
Uh-huh.
It was like eating dirt. I mean, literally, just go out into your backyard, scoop up some dirt, throw it in your mouth.
But that had nothing to do with whether it was in the turkey or not.
But see, the thing is, the turkey, all the juices from the turkey,
yes,
and you're getting it up to temp anyways. You're getting it up to temp.
They argue you're not. If you get your dressing up to temp, then you're drying out your bird. That's the argument.
No.
Okay,
no,
but here's my hot take for the ultimate bad Thanksgiving food. If you don't have turkey, it's not Thanksgiving. And you just got done telling me that you guys are having something other than turkey.
Yep.
And I'm gonna argue then it's not Thanksgiving. It's
Why?
just another dinner.
How do you know that the first Thanksgiving these people ate turkey? There's historic that say it was pheasant, or it could have been squirrel for that matter. Because
I've seen the picture, Dave. The people with the big black hats and the buckles on their shoes. I've seen the picture. Yeah.
Now I will agree with Eric. Spatchcocked, except I can't do the word, is the ultimate turkey. That's true. I'll give that. But we're talking about bad stuff, Eric.
Wait. But hear me out though, because what's the difference between you getting together with friends any other day of the year or family and having dinner,
right,
versus Thanksgiving dinner? Other than the day.
There isn't. That's the point. There isn't.
That's what I'm saying. That's when
you can have Thanksgiving any day of the week. You don't have to have turkey. We've had lasagna. We've had Mexican food. It's the family and the friends and having all that.
Yeah.
You like the turkey and the stuffing because you like to have leftovers. And don't get me wrong. Because I have a tradition. Now, this can be considered a good or a bad tradition. At 9 p.m. on Thanksgiving Eve, or Thanksgiving night, 9 p.m., my brother-in-law, Sharon's brother, and I have a specific type of turkey sandwich. You have to slice it. You get some of the breast meat. You get some of the stuffing. You get some very thick Duke's mayonnaise on some nice white bread. It has to be white bread. And then cranberry sauce, and you eat a sandwich. Now, that is a very good tradition. But after you've pigged out everything, you eat that at 9 o'clock and you ain't sleeping that night.
Now, you've said that before, but I've got a twist for you that might blow your mind. Make a panini out of it. You make your sandwich and then you press and grill it. So you got a crispy outside.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried that. I'm with you. The leftovers, and that's really sad. When you go somewhere else for Thanksgiving or you don't have the turkey, and then the day after you're like, what about Thanksgiving too? No, you don't get it.
Well, and see, the thing is, and I'll talk about what we're going to be having for Thanksgiving in a minute, but we were going to be going up, and as you know, we have a tradition. Sometimes we go up and see Chad in Salt Lake City, but our cat Ruger is not doing well, as you know. He's in renal failure, and so we're probably not going to go anywhere, even through Christmas. But anyways. Right. So normally
we got a lot of comments coming in hot here. So we have the opposite of steamed.
Okay, I'm okay with that too.
Put them on the grill with balsamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had frozen Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I
But
love
yeah,
them.
that just
I love them
sounds
too.
like you
They're
have
good.
Brussels sprout flavored mush.
Nope.
Yeah,
Sharon
but
knows how to make
check
it
out
good.
more gooder here. Fresh possum. I'm curious what
See,
you're supposed to do with possum.
spatchcock it and grill it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have this picture, this tradition of what Thanksgiving looks like, and we've followed that tradition with the turkey and stuff like that. It's the same thing when they show a picture of Jesus, a long-haired white guy. Nope, because he was Israeli. Ain't gonna happen. Hello, Pantea. How are you? But see, to me, what if, okay, let's say you went over to Thanksgiving to Pantea's parents,
Which we
and they
will.
wanted to cook for one year a traditional um uh food
Yeah.
from their country.
Yeah.
Would that be Thanksgiving? Careful.
Depends on the definition. To me, it's not Thanksgiving dinner. And we've been through this, and I finally given up. Like I've tried to make it. I'm being like, whatever they have, we need to have some turkey and mashed potatoes. That's a weird dish because mashed potatoes are super easy, but I pretty much only make them on Thanksgiving or Christmas, which is weird. Just like turkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like turkey's delicious, and you don't make it, in April usually.
No, but speaking of bad food for Thanksgiving, and trust me, this has happened way back in my youth. A Swanson's turkey and stuffing dinner for Thanksgiving. So you had the neon peas, the neon colored peas.
Yeah.
You had the turkey, you had the thin turkey slice, then the stuffing underneath it, and then some type of cobbler stuff. But did you see this? This is not a bad thing. This is a good thing. This would be delicious. Maple syrup on Brussels sprouts.
Oh, that might be
delicious.
That might be it. So, okay. So now you got, so let me tell you, this would be an odd, but a weird, different definition is one of probably, my wife would probably agree, one of the least enjoyable Thanksgivings we probably had. Because of my job now, I can kind of take one holiday off or the other, but not both, and always choose Christmas. So oftentimes we're not with my side of the family. And one time we decided to go to Tahoe, just the two of us, for the Thanksgiving holiday, and did the whole, Thanksgiving buffet at the hotel. And somehow, so this is weird. We'll get back to it, but somehow hotel, big restaurants can cook nice, juicy turkeys, a gajillion of them at a time. And they're not spatchcocking and this and that. They're throwing these things in the oven and they turn out great. Anyway, the food was fine, but it was sad because it was just her and I at a table. You go into the buffet and you eat it and it's over and it's like.
Okay, but wait a minute. Okay, so let me bring up a point. Is Thanksgiving about the food or is Thanksgiving about being with people you love? So you and Pantea were there.
Contradict myself, Dave?
Yes, you absolutely did.
Well,
because Thanksgiving is about
edit that right out.
is about being thankful. I mean, we've had. I mean, well, Thanksgiving used to be Tig Lily's favorite holiday, but the reason for that was because her mom had this recipe for stuffing that was on a ethereal level. And it's just, that's what we didn't care about the turkey. We didn't care about the green bean casserole. We didn't care about the pumpkin pie. None of that. It was the stuffing. And then when she passed away, that's kind of thrown things off. But we've, now one thing that was a bad idea for Thanksgiving was when I made lasagna. And I made a homemade lasagna with spicy Italian meatballs cut up. But it was the first real big lasagna I made. And it was 7 or 9 layers. So it weighed as much as a small Volkswagen. And so, so to me, okay, so let me hit everybody. We're going to get comments on this. We, since we're not going up to see Chad, we are going over to some other friend's house. And these are the people that we go play dominoes with every Saturday and so forth. But she didn't feel like cooking because normally they do the big spread. I mean, turkey, stuffing, homemade pecan pie, not pecan, pecan pie. And, but this year she said, I'm not going to do it. So we're having Indian fry bread for Thanksgiving.
Well, not just bread, right?
No, Indian fry bread is like it's not a tortilla, but it's flour and it gets puffy. It gets puffy.
Yeah.
And so what you do is you take that and you put beans and meat and cheese and hot sauce, and then you devour it. The cool thing about is everybody kind of feeds themselves, so the cook doesn't have to stress out. I'm sure she'll have a couple of pies, but you can also take the Indian fry bread, put honey, cinnamon, and whipped cream, and now you have your dessert. So we're cool with it.
Very convenient.
Yes, we're cool with it.
So you know what's in, so it's interesting. We have we had the spatchcock, which I've never tried, and then we have turkey grilled on the Traeger, Brian, overnight. But you know, Alton Brown, we happened to stumble across. He's now coming out with videos again. The first one he did was how to do a turkey. And I'm kind of excited to try this at some point, because the issue is, most people get a frozen turkey. I know you can get fresh. Most people get frozen. And then it becomes, where are you storing this thing for days and days and days?
And then you have to put it in the water and brine it for a couple of days.
And where do you? So this was genius. He gets one of those big igloo liquid drink coolers.
I think I saw this.
Puts his frozen turkey in there with all the brine stuff and a thermometer, and just lets it sit for however many days, and it's brining and thawing all in that container. And then he just ties it up with twine, throws it in the oven. So did you watch this? Because I
watched something like that, because people were, I guess he got hammered because people were saying that it was very, very unsanitary and stuff like that. And he brought up, and what I like about Alton Brown is he's like the scientist chef. He knows, and he goes, no, if it doesn't get above this temperature, I don't have to worry about it. And
he kept the thermometer in there, and he says if it hits this temperature, throw in a handful of ice, and it'll be fine. But what looked even more delicious is that instead of cooking it in one of those roasting pans, he just did it over a baking sheet, with a metal grate on it, and underneath it was all these vegetables and stuff, so the turkey's dripping as it cooks, and then you use all of that stuff to make the gravy.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Looked delicious.
That's a really good idea. I mean, and the thing is, with it just being me and Sharon now, it doesn't make sense to buy, because we did this once. We wanted to have a nice, traditional Thanksgiving. And so we bought like a small turkey and did the stuff. But then like it became, it became one of these day 7 of turkey leftovers.
You have to eat the turkey before it goes bad.
Exactly. And you can only eat turkey tetrazzini, turkey soup, turkey this so many times. So that doesn't bother me anymore.
From Eric, he's talked about squirrel a few times. If he's ever have you ever eaten squirrel, Dave?
Yep.
There can't be much meat on a squirrel.
No, but you have a lot of squirrels.
That's a lot of work. Is it delicious?
Yeah, it tastes really good.
Huh.
I mean, the thing is, you go to Louisiana, you're not quite sure what you're getting. When
it was picked off the road.
Exactly.
How old is that? Exactly. Well, because I would think it would be a little very gamey and kind of stringy, because they're very active animals.
Well, but they eat good stuff, though, for the most part. Squirrels do. Now, a rat, no.
Probably all organic squirrel.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So it's, but let's get back. So what else would you consider bad food choices for Thanksgiving?
Bad food. Well, if you're going off the rails and trying crazy new recipes for the first time on Thanksgiving, I think that's not always a good choice, because you got a whole bunch of people there that are expecting kind of the traditional stuff. One of the ones that I'm curious to know if it's terrible or not, it sounds terrible, is one of those, they got the turduckens, but they have the same thing with desserts, where it's layered, like a pecan pie, a pumpkin pie, and I think they have a layer of cake in there or something like that. So you get it all in a slice. I would like to try that, but I think that would be terrible because you're going to have bleed over from your pumpkin and your pecan pie, and I don't
Mhm.
think those should be. You got to keep them separate.
So our next show should be next shave. So Dave, Dave and Dave's organic squirrel. We're gonna have to talk to Chris about that.
Would that smell like wet dog? You think? What does a squirrel smell like?
I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, we I tried one time, because I love cranberry sauce. Love cranberry sauce. But I also like the cranberry sauce in a can. You slice it, so I tried one time to make a cranberry, kind of like a cranberry, not a souffle, but a cranberry casserole.
Yeah.
It was horrid. It was just terrible. But we don't do the candied yams anymore. We actually grind them up. We mix them up and we make a sweet potato casserole, and it's wonderful. It's just easier.
Sweet potato. Now, so when you say sweet potato casserole, I'm still thinking just cans of sweet potatoes, except it's squished out into a pan.
No, what you do is you take the sweet potatoes or the yams, same thing in my book, and you take them through a food processor to where they get not liquidy, but a little mushy. Okay. And then you mix that with pecans, cinnamon, sugar, and a little bit of flour.
Oh, you're basically making
a souffle,
a pumpkin pie with sweet potatoes and no crust.
No, because it's not that granular.
That
it's a little chunky, and then then you put some flour in there to give it some body and an egg, and then you bake it, and then you take miniature marshmallows at the very end and put them on
serve
the top.
it on a crust and put some ice cream on it.
No crust. So now, what I would consider also, but I know people have done it, is for Thanksgiving.
You forgot the booze, Dave.
Bourbon. Oh, bourbon. That's right. Taco Bell on Thanksgiving, I think I'd draw the line at.
Yeah.
Well, so what other bad foods would you consider for Thanksgiving? Besides something you've tried. I mean, a specific food that you think would be absolutely horrible for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well, you know what's not a good food but's tradition is that freaking green bean casserole with the mushroom soup.
Oh, I love that.
What the?
Oh, it's so good.
What?
Or a broccoli rice casserole.
Now that's good. I like that. But
what don't you? Okay, so what specifically don't you like about the green bean casserole?
Probably the mushroom soup.
Oh, you don't like mushrooms?
I love mushrooms, but it's canned mushroom soup. It's just glops of. I want my string beanie.
Okay.
A little crunchy, a little garlic salt.
One thing I do want to try. And I think it's bad, but I haven't tried it yet. There's a restaurant in town called Loving Spoonful, and it's basically a vegan type restaurant, and they have a tofurkey.
Uh-huh.
And it is a tofu turkey. And one of my clients, they do it every year, and they love it. The one thing that I do want to try that I think is a bad idea, though, it might be delicious, is a turducken.
I would be curious.
Yes, because what is it? It's a turkey stuffed with a duck, and inside the duck is a chicken, right?
Chicken. But again, talk about, if there's concern about getting your dressing all the way up to high temp, getting through 3 layers of bird.
Right.
That seems like.
Well, plus, let's face it, the area of where you'd be stuffing a chicken is not exactly. So, Rick, let me have a spoonful of stuffing.
I'm curious if he's tried this turkey substitute.
Yeah,
I'm betting with modern chemistry, they're getting pretty good with the flavor thing. So it would mostly be like a texture, right? Because tofu just a little squishy.
See, perfect. This is what I was talking about. Biggest fail was the following the Pilgrims' Thanksgiving dinner. The 1621 feast included venison, wild fowl, seafood, and a variety of vegetables and fruits. No cranberries, no potatoes, no gravy.
No potatoes?
Well, no, because up there, I don't think they grow potatoes up there. No, I don't know. Root vegetables. root vegetables. So
Yeah, I thought they would
So
have brought a bunch
really,
of potatoes on the Mayflower.
so really, when you think about it, there's not a whole heck of a lot of bad foods for Thanksgiving. Just bad,
Well, it depends. I guess it depends on what you're expecting.
right? Because if
And you
if
know what?
Thanksgiving, because let's face it, we in America, Thanksgiving is always about. I mean, think about it. You've got turkey, you've got stuffing, you've got a salad of some type, whether that be a broccoli casserole or green bean casserole. You have sweet potatoes and with marshmallows. You have mashed potatoes. You have cranberry sauce, and you have either pumpkin pie only, or you have pumpkin and apple, or you have pumpkin, apple, and pecan. That's pretty much.
Okay, but here's what'll ruin a Thanksgiving is a bad turkey,
Mhm.
right? Because they cut it up, and then you're putting on, or somebody's putting on several pieces of meat on your plate, and you can't just let that sit there and not eat it, no matter how dry it is, right? So either it's delicious, or you're eating it with forkfuls of your gravy and your potatoes and stuff just to give it some moisture and get it down.
Well, I
And
mean
you're like, what the hell was that?
that's why I only eat dark meat from the turkey. You can't really screw that up. But one Thanksgiving, I had my neck surgery done on my cervical, and I actually went in Thanksgiving Eve, got out Thanksgiving Day, and I couldn't eat. So literally, I had to drink a Thanksgiving milkshake. And yes, it had everything in it. It was horrible. It
I
was
would imagine.
Yeah, because I couldn't eat. I could only drink
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you
So-
should have had a glass of turkey and a glass of cranberry sauce.
Yeah, that
You
was an
know,
interesting thing. But here's one that I think we would agree on. This would not be good for Thanksgiving. Spam. I love spam.
Now, could you? What is it? What is that stuff? Where you got spam and rice with the seaweed?
Oh, musabi.
Musabi. Could you make a Thanksgiving musabi with dressing and spam?
Ooh. Oh, we may need to experiment.
And
with
you
this.
can wrap it with your crescent roll dough and bake it.
You may be onto something. There.
PB
Call
tried
it Thanksgiving sushi. That actually might be good. Think about it. You take the stuffing, that takes place of the rice. Okay, you take your turkey, that takes place of the spam. You wrap it with your croissant dough.
Wait, you're making spam musubi with no spam. I got it.
Right. Well, I mean, you could put spam in it, but think about it. Turkey musubi. You may be onto something.
Yeah, and you press it. You squish down your dressing to make it kind of.
Yeah.
firm.
Oh, that's one thing that we forgot. You got to have deviled eggs.
Yeah, but we're talking about Thanksgiving. Now, how could you ruin the deviled eggs? Have you ever had bad deviled eggs?
Well, according to you know who, yes, because I put paprika on the top of my deviled eggs, and she's anti that.
So we just bought, we finished our kitchen remodel, and one of the things I just got is pull out things for the spices, because we had the typical. You open the door and you've got spices from here all the way to the back. So if you want to find something, you're unloading half the thing. So got pull-out racks where you have labels on the ends of the jars, so you can pull it out and see what you have, all this stuff. So we're moving the spices into these new jars. I don't know why I had it. I think the one time I made smoked deviled eggs, but I had smoked paprika. Pouring that. Oh, the smell of that stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to find something. I might try it on eggs. That smells so good.
Yeah, and your dad just posted one of the recipes from the 1905 cookbook: tomato soup, broiled whitefish, roast turkey stuffed with oysters, cranberries, mashed potatoes, raisin nut. Oh man, that sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. That boy, it's been a long time since we had that raisin and apple salad.
See, and that's another thing. There's, you can have all kinds of salads that you would never mix normally, like carrots and onions and raisins, but they all taste good. Eric also says spam is one of the main ingredients in omu rice, and I'll eat that all day long. And if you wouldn't be so, if you'd be so bold there, Eric, and tell us what omu rice is, because that'd be interesting. But yeah, so I think that.
Soup. Have you ever had soup on Thanksgiving?
Never
had a soup.
Never. but it makes sense.
It would look. I could see now a white, nice white fancy bowl in the middle of the table with a fancy old ladle and.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I thought was a bad idea for Thanksgiving when I was a kid, and anybody from Pennsylvania, that area, there's a pie called mincemeat. Now, I never knew until I got older that mincemeat is not meat. It's the nut meats, so it's a nut, type pie. My dad loved mincemeat. To me, I was like, this is disgusting.
So that's what the apple and raisin salad is, right? Little cubes of apples and raisins and a little bit of, I want to say mayonnaise, but was it actually mayonnaise? It was a little sweetened or something. So
it could be mayonnaise, maybe Miracle Whip or mayonnaise mixed with.
I haven't had that in forever.
Waldorf salad or the raisin?
Yeah. The other thing I really want, I haven't told my mom that here's your announcement for Christmas Eve. When we, you do the appetizers and stuff, they've got the bacon wrapped water.
Ramaki with liver.
Right, with the livers. With the liver. I want
Ramaki.
I think I probably in my young days have tried that, but
well, of course, Eric, I have a computer with a search engine, but I can't exactly do that during the show. That would be rude. Yeah, please hold. Please. Talk amongst yourself. So I got to ask PB this because my dad loved it. My dad thought it was the greatest in the world, and it was mincemeat. But to this day, I've always had this mental block that it's meat. So what does mincemeat taste like? So PB, if you'd tell us. And then, Ramaki, we make it during the year just to make it. And Sharon makes a killer Ramaki. But you got to like liver. You have to like liver, which I love.
Well, I like pate a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's we're big into charcuterie, and so every now and again we get a pate to go with it.
You know what would be really good on Thanksgiving is a banh mi sandwich with the pate and the shaved. I love banh mi. Vietnamese sandwiches.
Wait, what's that for Thanksgiving? You just want that.
Well, so this week or this last week, we've been trying different turkey-related sandwiches. So Baggins, which is a local place, has a turkey. It's herb stuffing, turkey, cranberries, mayonnaise on a sub roll.
Yeah,
delicious. Then Subway came out with one, so we had to try that, and it was delicious. And now Arby's has one. So.
You know what it is? It's the cranberry sauce. You throw that on any sandwich, and that
it's delicious.
I'm thinking, what if you back to Boy Scout days where you cooked in the coals?
Mm-hmm.
If you're camping, what if you tried a small turkey wrapped in tinfoil in the coals?
Sure, it would work, but I've got a question. I should stay away from this.
No, well, I kind of hit on it earlier. The fact that, her family's Persian. So it used to be, I would say, well, if we're going there for Thanksgiving, we have to have a couple of the traditional sides. But also, they don't need a lot of that. So finally, this year I have made no suggestions at all.
Well, but you've also got to admit that when you've posted some of the Persian food that her family cooks, it looks absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, the only time I really have mashed potatoes usually is Thanksgiving or the stuff like stuffing. That's the same thing. Other than Christmas and Thanksgiving, you never
buy a box of stovetop just to have some. You should, because if you grill some pork chops, there's nothing better than some stuffing to go along with it. So this is what I wanted to find out. So mincemeat tastes like a cross between a butter tart, a spiced fruit tart, basically Christmas pudding, even better with brandy sauce on it. Okay. I'm going to have to possibly look
I think that's kind of like a pecan pie where you're just kind of tasting this binding stuff more than anything else. Yeah. Brown?
Yep. Actually, I've made this.
What, do you just smush up Braunschweiger or you add anything to it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're just like
you can add salt, pepper, stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. Because
isn't Braunschweiger a liver?
Yeah, it's a liver pate.
Well, there you go. So that's
But
like
it's not.
a tuba
But it's not
pata.
it's not a duck liver pate because I guess that's illegal in the United States or some crap like
Uh-oh.
that.
You probably don't want to look on the back. It probably says assorted livers.
Yes. Yes.
And be like,
So
well, now
really,
I'm curious.
we've determined there's not a whole bunch of bad foods. It's just
No.
it's the thought of Thanksgiving and what we've been ingrained by the marketing geniuses for hundreds of years.
Wait, big Thanksgiving, big turkey?
Yeah, big,
Big turkey.
the Norman Rockwell thing, where the guy comes out with this monstrous 35-pound turkey and they carve it at the table. But the tradition is, and this is where we get into the bad habits, is where does everybody hang out? Everybody. Where does everybody hang out while people are cooking Thanksgiving dinner?
In front of the TV?
No, in the kitchen. And it drives the person crazy who's cooking.
Oh. I guess it depends on the size of your kitchen. Boy, that's one thing about Thanksgiving is it can be a logistical. You need to use algebra to figure out what goes in the oven at what time and what has oven space and stovetop space and what can be held. Yeah.
Here you go.
Primarily pork liver.
So it is. Think about it. So if it's pork livers,
like bacon.
that means it's bacon. Now here, this sounds really good. Ever tried tortilla? They have it on Christmas Eve. Spiced pork, beef, etc. Oh God, that's like I've never had beef Wellington.
Well, it has an accent on it, which means it's either it's from Canada or Louisiana. So we probably need to go to Louisiana
to try that. So we've talked about foods. Let's talk about bad traditions. Everybody's got a family tradition that if somebody from the outside looking in would say, what the hell are these people doing? Do you have one? Does your family have a Thanksgiving tradition that most people would say, huh?
No. We're normal.
Okay. We used to have.
The only one that I think isn't fair is if you've got people coming in. Well, and I guess then too. I've heard from some of my coworkers about their place being volunteered to host Thanksgiving. I think that's kind of BS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially within a week or two of Thanksgiving that it shifts and they say, "Oh no, let's have it at your place." That's kind of a poor move. But the other one is if you're hosting Thanksgiving and you do everything and nobody's bringing anything and they're coming from their own house.
I was just going to bring that up. We used to host after Sharon's mom died, and even before she died, we used to host Thanksgiving. Sharon would do the turkey. She's the only one that has the recipe for that. And everybody else would say, her brothers and sisters would say, hey, we'll bring this, we'll bring that, we'll bring this, we'll bring that. And on a few occasions, I saw the blood pressure in my wife go crazy. And you know how mellow she is to begin with. Somebody walked in with 2 bottles of soda, a bag of tortilla chips.
Okay, it's like the lunch buffet at work.
Right. And then the thing that gets her even more crazy is because we have, we like to, if you're eating, we don't eat at a big table. Everybody kind of just eats around and bullshits and stuff like that. But when you're done eating, clean your plate off and rinse off your plate. No. We have been to places where people take half-eaten food, because they've taken too much on their second thing, and they just throw it in the sink. And so we end up having to clean everything. And so at that point, my lovely wife said, that's it. No more hosting. We're done.
Yeah,
and that,
fair enough.
Now that sounds like a good Thanksgiving to me.
PV, yeah. Drinking rum. And I thought one of the big traditions, now, I'm not a big college. I don't watch college ball at all, but isn't that a big thing on? No, they've got the Cowboys are always playing on Thanksgiving. Right?
Yeah. And to me, okay, so you have all these family members that you may not have seen all year. In fact, you may have not even talked to them all year. So you bring them over, you mix football rivalries with alcohol. Somehow that's going to end up as a bad tradition.
Ooh. Hey, no. So your family's not. Well, I was going to say not from America, but you've got some ancestors from off the continent. What do you normally drink with Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, we usually don't
Are they
drink.
rum folk?
Yeah, rum. Well, actually, Finlandia vodka became very popular with the Puerto Rican groups for a while. But no, and a Puerto Rican Thanksgiving is much different. Some people do the turkey and everything else, but it's usually pasteles, arroz con gandules, tostones, pernil, which is a pork roast, which is fantastic. But see, the thing is, in Puerto Rico, they're lucky. They get Thanksgiving, obviously, because they're an American Commonwealth. They get Christmas, and they came up with something before that, and it's called Three Kings Day. Three Kings Day is actually 2 weeks long. So they party from basically the 20th of December until well into the middle of January.
So, but let's get back. Your family would do shots of vodka throughout Thanksgiving
No,
dinner?
they would have my mom really all of a sudden started drinking Greyhounds, which is vodka and grapefruit juice, and she loved it. And then, we're not a big, every once in a while somebody would open up a bottle of wine like a Pouilly Fusset or something white, but not really. I mean, eggnog, but we usually save that, rum and eggnog for Christmas, but
yeah.
But we also don't usually do a traditional, how people have transmigrated the turkey and stuffing and everything, and they do it for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah. We have thrown that up a lot. We've changed, to where, sometimes we'll do a prime rib, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess try as hard as we could. Thanksgiving is not a terrible thing.
No, I mean, I think to me, it's being with people you care about, and giving thanks for, I mean, let's face it, no matter how bad off we seem to think sometimes we're pretty well off as far as being able to spend it with family and stuff like that. But I like what Pantea said about, even if you do have a Persian Thanksgiving, you still have. I finished the sour cream and onion already. For those of you that have watched our Pringles show, I've been taking a can of Pringles to the shop, and over a 4-day period, I polish it off. So I've got like 4 cans left. The everything bagel, I got 2 chips and it was gone because somebody appropriated.
That one's staying in the house. Last time I went to the grocery store, they weren't on sale, so I couldn't bring myself to buy them. But yeah, I learned my lesson. Everything bagel always in the house.
But pizza, well, actually, the honey, I gotta thank Pantea. The honey mustard, oh man, binge worthy par excellence. So, but but anyways,
Pringles laid out nicely in a semicircle on a plate would look nice as an appetizer.
Oh, there you go.
Thanksgiving dinner.
There you go. You know what you could do is take Pringles, put it around, of course, the duck bill side up. Sprinkle it with here you go. Sprinkle it with a little bit of cranberry, and you have
man! And bring it from your trailer to the trailer next to you.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. Why not? Yeah. Or actually, a real good a bad tradition or a bad appetizer is you forgot to make an appetizer for Thanksgiving. Okay, so you go in and you take the 6-pack of hot dogs that you have in your fridge, and not beef hot dogs, the traditional turkey lip and filler, and you cut those angled in slices. And put a toothpick in each one.
Well, you gotta put them in a pan and sear the edges a little bit so they look
you could do that, or you could serve fried bologna points.
Yeah, I haven't recommended to my mom because we've had our Christmas episodes about the Christmas Eve and all the snacks and all that stuff. Like I said, we've been watching these shows, the appetizers that are gone from the 60s and 70s. I thought that could be a fun Christmas Eve, is only recipes from these missing stuff that we've never had before. Yeah,
Rich nailed it. Pringles with Velveeta and bologna charcuterie.
I was thinking easy cheese.
The squeeze cheese,
on top of each one.
There you go. And I don't care what anybody says. People will poo-poo that. you get a box of Ritz crackers and you got some
Easy cheese.
easy cheese. You're eating it. I don't care who you are. I don't. You would do that with a $200 bottle of wine just to say you could.
Wouldn't that be funny if I post a picture of a charcuterie tray and it's just like that, like slices of cheese unwrapped from the plastic,
and then on the back just have your paradox.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
Yeah. I think I got outvoted already here.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we also do for an appetizer is meatballs. And believe it or not, the way we do it is you get a crock pot, dump the frozen meatballs in there, and believe it or not, grape jelly and barbecue sauce. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, yes, Sharon, this is excellent. If you want something really quick and easy for an appetizer, you take a block of cream cheese, put it on a plate, take a spicy chutney like raspberry or whatever, and a thick cracker like oh God, what are they called? Oh hell!
You mean like a water cracker or something?
No. You could use a water cracker, but they'll break. A Triscuit, because that'll hold up. That is such an easy, quick appetizer.
And it's just like the sauce from the cranberry sauce from the can. If you kind of mix it all up and stuff and put it in a bowl with a nice spoon, you never know.
But see, to me, there's something about slicing it right out of the can.
Yeah.
I mean, just a nice slice, and it just looks so fake and so chemically ridden that it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So I don't know if we made Thanksgiving bad. I think we.
Well, I think you do not have boiled frozen Brussels sprouts. I think that's all agreed upon.
See, I disagree.
You would like those?
We eat them all the time. Because
frozen?
Yes, because
boiled.
Sharon is I'm telling you, she's a Brussels sprout wizard. She really can. She can make any Brussels sprout taste delicious. She's amazing when it comes to that.
All right. Okay. All right.
So, there's a lot of stuff. Now, would you ever go to a grocery store and buy one of their pre-made Thanksgiving dinners? We've done it.
I don't know if I would do it. If it was just two of us, I could see doing that, right? Because it's almost like leftovers. Costco now sells a big, huge thing.
Yes, I saw that.
Turkey and stuffing and everything, and it's pre-cooked already.
Right, so you just warm it up and eat
it on your plate and microwaving that thing.
Yeah, we've done that. And it's just, for two people. I mean, if you've got a family that's huge, yeah, sure, why not? Or if you're close by. But at this point, the reason why we do a Thanksgiving dinner with traditional stuff is to feel good and give the dogs a plate.
Yeah.
Dogs have got to have a plate. So, but yeah, it's not special. It's doing it that way. It's kind of generic, but now do you have, I don't think you do, but I wonder if anybody else in the audience has that drunk relative. The one relative that is quiet most of the year, that they come over for Thanksgiving and they, complain about the kids, or they complain about this, or they get in a fight because their team isn't winning the football game, and it's because they're drunk.
Yeah. Never had that. I did learn from my uncle, though, that eggnog could be equal parts eggnog and brandy, that you don't always add just a little splash.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I never had eggnog or liked eggnog until last year.
Because you learned to put rum in it?
Well, no, because to me, the thought of eggnog was like phlegm.
So here's we were just in Costco 2 days ago. They now have almond milk eggnog.
Really?
Which tastes pretty good, but it's thin like almond milk. So maybe you would like that.
No, I like now I'm a convert. I like the thick with a little bit of brandy or rum, In fact, we liked it so much we polished off one whole thing of eggnog in a day.
There you go. So, yeah, it was oat milk eggnog.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it was not almond. Oh,
Sorry.
Speaking of, I don't know how many people are Starbucks type of people. But if you are, you need to have the oat milk pecan crunch latte. Oh, dear
For
Lord.
dinner. Yeah.
Oh, you could have it for dinner.
That's it.
It was just amazing. So,
Well, Dave, before we go, I was thinking if we get the list of beers that, you know, people have said, my parents got a couple of the Pringles to taste along with us. And they've said, you know, we could all do it together. So we should do a quick little 30-second video when we get our list and buy them. And
Okay.
we'll put that up as to here. If you want to taste along with us, here's what we're going to be tasting. We don't
I
know
agree.
if it'll be next week or not.
Right. But I agree. I think it's fun when the barflies are trying the stuff at the same time. I think that's pretty cool because then everybody has their opinions.
And we did ask for no micro brews that are hard to find and stuff like
Right.
that something we can get from Total Wine. So hopefully they'll be available. Yeah.
Yes, and it is 2 days worth of calories in a cup. And PB, I guess he had that today, 4 days. It's so good. I mean, I told you this last year, I think during a show that Starbucks had this juniper berry latte.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. People hated it. I loved it. This one is a good replacement for that.
Someday you're going to run across juniper syrup and just be.
I've got some, but it's not the same as they had. And because I went to all the Starbucks in Tucson and bought all their syrup. And so now it's gone. So it is what it is. Well, I think this has been a good show. And from Sharon and myself, and I'm sure from Dave and Penteo, we want to wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving with family. And for next year, if there's any type of traditions or foods that you were like, no, that shouldn't have been on the table, keep track of that and let us know. So anyhow, once again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. Not sure exactly what the show is going to be. If it is the beer show, we will put out a video and go from there. Right, Dave?
Yes, sir.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. And again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Say goodnight, Dave.
Night, Dave.
Take care, folks.